When the luxurious palace built for the Pandavas crumpled to ash, the kingdom of Hastinapur believed the five brothers and their mother had burned alive. The trap, made entirely of highly flammable wax, worked exactly as intended. Behind closed doors, their cousin Duryodhan and his uncle Shakuni celebrated the slaughter. They had orchestrated the assassination of their own blood relatives to secure the throne, masking their joy with public mourning. The collateral damage extended well beyond political rivals. Grandsire Bhima, the revered patriarch of the royal family, was so devastated by the loss that he locked himself in absolute darkness, refusing to see anyone or participate in the kingdom's affairs. This network graph illustrates strategic silence. The central node represents the prime minister, Vidur. He knows the Pandavas survived, but acts as a firewall, deliberately cutting off information to the court to protect the brothers from another assassination attempt. Out in the wilderness, the eldest Pandava brother, Yudhishthir, makes a calculated decision. Instead of marching straight back to Hastinapur to reclaim their rightful position, he orders his family to remain hidden and live as nomads. He recognizes a grim truth. The marble halls of their ancestral home harbor a political malice far deadlier than any predator they might encounter in the untamed forest. Deep in the woods, the royal family is completely exposed. Exhausted from their escape, they sleep on the bare earth, entirely dependent on the massive physical strength of one brother, Bhima, who stands guard in the dark. They are immediately targeted by the local apex predator. Hidimb is a forest demon whose biology dictates a strictly carnivorous, cannibalistic diet, and he smells fresh human prey. Hidimb sends his sister Hidimba to do the hunting. She moves silently through the canopy, tasked with capturing the sleeping family without waking them. As she watches Bhima, her predatory instincts falter. She sees a warrior whose massive strength is used for protection, not just destruction. This observation of duty disrupts her hunger, sparking a curiosity that overpowers her biological urge to kill. She quietly rebels against her own biological imperative and her culture. Standing in the shadows, she prays to Lord Shiva, asking that this human warrior become her husband. A creature born of violence chooses to dismantle her own demonic nature in the name of pure emotion. She completely abandons the hunt to protect the very humans she was sent to consume. Back in the woods, Hidimb realizes his sister betrayed him. Driven mad by starvation and her ideological treason, he violently storms the camp himself. Two completely opposed forces of nature collide. Hidimb attacks with the sole purpose to consume and destroy, while Bhima meets him head-on with a single motivation: to shield his sleeping family. The resulting physical confrontation is brutal and earth-shaking. Their impacts splinter the surrounding trees, echoing loudly enough to snap the Pandava family awake. Bhima eventually overpowers the demon. He neutralizes the physical threat entirely by executing Hidimb on the forest floor. Crushing a monster through brute force is exactly what is expected of a human warrior. But navigating the moral puzzle presented by the surviving peaceful sister requires a completely different type of strength. Standing over her brother's body, Hidimba pivots away from the violence. She immediately approaches the royal family and officially proposes marriage to Bhima. Bhima hesitates. Bound by his societal programming, he views her as an incompatible species and a severe distraction from their ongoing political exile. Hidimba argues that if she has abandoned her people and her brother's mission for the sake of this warrior, her ancestry no longer defines her. To Hidimba, the act of choosing love over her nature is the evidence that her old identity has been discarded. Yudhishthir and Queen Kunti look past her race to her intent. They determine that because her desire for Bhima is rooted in a wish for virtue, she has fulfilled the requirements of a righteous life. Her status is reclassified based on her will, not her biology. The royals in Hastinapur used their status to disguise a plot to burn their kin. In the forest, a creature born to hunt humans chose to shield and join their family. The Mahabharata's narrative leaves the final judgment of who was civilized to the act.